Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Scarlett, and in this video I'm going to take you through 5 rookie mistakes that I made during my fitness journey, transforming from this to this, and because of those mistakes it somehow slowed my progress down so you don't make the same thing. So number 1 is proper stretching. I'm not just talking about doing yoga, including some light activities just to relieve stress, but it is so important to release your muscles after the workout, because during the workouts your muscles are told to contract. During your daily activities too, they will continue to contract and just tightening up over time. For me, that happened with my piriformis, and it starts to pinch on my sciatic nerve, which I experienced a lot of pain during my squats and my deadlifts, and even now I can't do tons of weight with that. So my powerlifting goal has been hindered because of that for 2020. What I recommend is for you to stretch not just before, but also after your workout. What I did before was like, okay, I am done lifting. I feel great. I feel like a superheroine, could lift tons of weight, and yeah, let me go back home, do other stuff. But no, you actually need to release those muscles. So I can't emphasize how important that is, so you won't get an injury later down the road and don't want it to be broken like me. Now, number 2 is doing proper activation. So muscle activation is when you are squeezing your muscles during the workout. You can feel the muscle firing. Okay, this is not hocus pocus. It really is in the literature. The more you work out, the more you learn to activate those muscles, and because of that, it helps you gain more muscle as well. So what I recommend for girls who want to grow the booty, I would recommend doing the glute activation with you in a sumo stance, tucking your core in, squeezing your pelvis forward. Your butt is not gonna look good during this activation routine, but trust me, after that it will be great over time. So you're gonna squeeze your glutes and make sure that both your upper and lower glutes are activated. What I have done before is that I squeeze them, but I can only feel during my under booty, and I did not recognize it until recently. But you want to make sure that your entire booty is activated. If you don't feel one part, maybe change the stance, change the pelvis orientation. Be mindful of your glute squeezing during the workout. And this applies to when you're squatting, when you are hip thrusting, which is super important, and doing some other glute exercises. You want to be mindful. But what I did before was like, I somehow felt too comfortable, and being comfortable with something is the blockage for success. So what I did was like, during the hip thrust, I was like, oh, I'm growing the booty anyway, and I was like scrolling on phone, too distracted. But you don't want to do that, because some muscles will be activating where some others do not. And for me right now, when I look back, my left and right glute are not the same. When I do unilateral exercise, I notice one side of my glute taking over the other, and over time this leads to size differences. So the same concept applies for upper and lower booty, or side booty, wherever you want to feel as well. And number 3 is consuming carbohydrates. I used to say carbs are your enemy. It's fine if you eat carbs. It's just eating tons of carbs like chips, lollipops, and sugar is going to spike up your insulin stores and going into your adipocytes fat stores over time if you overconsume. But if you are working out, you will definitely need those carbs. You need those carbs for proper contraction of the muscles. Like glucose is used for anything, for your brain functioning and all that. So definitely carbs are not something to fear, and also consume enough protein. So I like to take protein evenly throughout the day. With each meal, I would make sure that I'm getting more than 20 grams of protein. So depending on your body size, not consuming enough carbs probably takes a year worth of progress out of it. So the first year I was drinking diet weight loss replacement shake. I wanted to tone up. I thought that I would be toned up if I just lose some weight. but in fact I was skinny fat, and I was just so obsessed with like seeing a definition and eating less calories, eating less carbs and all that. So that definitely took some progress out of me. So in reality, it has not been 4 years of me lifting. I would just count like around 3 years because of that improper nutrition taking over, and I definitely don't want that to happen to you as well. Now, the fourth mistake would be not training with the appropriate RPE. So a year before I was training at an apartment gym, I definitely got a little too comfortable with it, especially because I was filming for Instagram, and every day I go to the gym, my main priority would be for the Instagram and not just me working out. So I would base my workouts based on what I was going to film that day. If you have a channel and you want to put workouts on there, I think it would be great for you to do that outside of your workout time, because during your workout time, you need that focus, you need that intensity during the workouts. But if you can't keep that intensity, you can do this, of course. I wasn't training at the right RPE when I could do like 30 dumbbell squats until I fail, until I could do a rep no longer, until my muscles get super tired and I just couldn't move up the weight. So let's say I could do 30 reps, but I was training with only around 10 reps because 10 to 12 is like the range. Hypertrophy happens not just when you train from 8 to 12 RPE, because that's what's set in the textbook, that's what's set everywhere around the fitness community for, but you want to be training at around 5 reps or less until failure. So those are the reps when your muscles would be like really tired and really pushing hard for that. So you want to be mostly doing that. Of course, there will be cycles of your programming when you will be deloading and reducing that RPE. Overall, most of the time you want to be training around 7+ RPE. So for example, like if it's 9 RPE, that is 1 rep max short of failure. 7's around 3 to 4 till failure. So you want to be keeping around like +7 RPE most of the time. Now, the final tip would be super important. It's super applicable for each and everyone. Even if you are a trained lifter who has been working out for almost a decade, you will need this advice because we can't be perfect. We're constantly working toward that. But anyways, that is working on your form. I know you've heard of this so much all throughout, but trust me, even if you think you know all the steps, then there might be some tweaks that you could work on. So for example, for me in a deadlift, what I have been doing before would be like rounding my back a little bit, not using my glutes and hamstrings, doing the pull, but instead just using my legs for that. But there are both external and internal cues. So external cues are when you can watch a video and you see someone doing it and you try to repeat it. So that would be like working with external cue. But internal cue would be telling your muscles which way to work on. And over time, it just comes automatic. But when you're practicing, you have to constantly repeat that over time. So for example, you need to retract your lats, you need to externally rotate out your glutes, or you have to pull the barbell towards you, and all those cues that you need to work on, you need to keep hammering into your head over and over again. And I would definitely say watch a lot of training videos. Like there's a ton of those on YouTube, like all those single cues, not just look at one person, but I would say look at multiple people so you get a comprehensive version of it, or maybe invest in a trainer who could help you. So I also made a video about, for example, how to deadlift and the comprehensive guide toward it. So maybe you can find that helpful, especially for the 3 main lifts. You definitely want to, for lifts, you want to nail those down. So the squat, deadlift, bench, and the hip thrust. Really improving on those 4 lifts will help you with any other accessory movements too. By doing that, you will see more strength improvements and less risk of injury, and over time you'll be able to grow more muscle as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned so much from it. Give it a thumbs up. because it really helps out with the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done so, and I will see you on my next video.